Hi there, Joe Plummer here. I'm on this podcast bothering the band. Didn't want to be, but had to be because we are super happy to have them be a part of the Ruinous family. And in the end, I'm assuming I'm going to have a good time. Please listen. Don't hang up.
Welcome to Bothering the Band. We are using Riverside today, and if it doesn't work, it's all Abby and our guest's fault.
It'll work. Watch.
Our guest, we're so happy to have him. He may be our new boss, but we'll get to it.
I'm no one's boss.
Well, I have a question here. Are you our boss?
I just own you. I'm not your boss.
Did you see the look on his face though? It was a little side smile. It's great. Joseph, icebreaker question.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so surprised if this doesn't hit. Has anyone ever referred to you as Plummer Drummer or Joe Plummer the drummer?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, the neighborhood I live in or area of West Seattle all refers to me because my face is on a power box along with other local rock and roll people, and it says Joe Plummer the drummer on it.
By a street light?
Yeah, on a corner. You know those like 3-4 foot high power boxes? I don't even know what they hold.
I don't know what they hold, but I know what you're talking about. It's like all the rage these days to decorate
so they're
those.
all painted.
And they decorate them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so who else is on the box?
Well, I'm happy to report Eddie Vedder's right up the street.
So you have your own box?
I have my own box, of course. Yeah.
Oh, great. I thought it was like you had to share
it.
You got your own box.
A bunch of hip-hop artists, a bunch of grunge people, Bruce Lee. I don't know. There's a lot of people in
there. Is the other Joe Plummer drummer involved in this? Do you know this? I'm sure you've Googled yourself. There's another Joe Plummer who is a drummer.
I didn't know
that. You don't look anything alike. But yeah, if you Google,
I'm gonna look him up.
Joe Plummer drummer. There's another guy.
Is it a kid, an adult?
No, he's a grown man.
Okay.
So the question is, do we have to murder him for you as your employees and subjects?
I'm going to look into him. I'm not ruling out murder.
Okay.
Or threats.
You should have him on your podcast.
Maybe I will. I hope he's nice.
I hope he's nice. I just love nice people. That's where I'm at in my life. Anyone who's nice, you have me.
I've never had a mean person on my podcast. Well, I actually have someone. I've had a lot of crankies, but not anyone mean. And I'm ready for a meanie pants. I don't want it, but I'm ready for it because I will perk up.
Ready for a meanie pants.
Yeah.
Oh, tell the people the name of your pod.
My podcast is called Tour Stories, and it has pivoted to something called The Check-In as well, unofficially. I am not a responsible branding pivoter, so it's all under the same name, Tour Stories. And the difference is Tour Stories episodes are just straight tour stories with various comedians or writers or rock and roll people. And the check-in, which started in the pandemic, was me checking with people who weren't touring. And eventually publicists started asking me to discuss people's new records.
It's very similar to our story. And that brings us to, this is going to serve as the official announcement of the partnership between Bothering the Band and Ruinous Media. If you can
Hooray.
tell everyone how unbelievably excited you are to be our boss.
Yeah.
And
again,
have us kill that other Joe Plummer.
Yeah. And it's ownership. We're not going to be your boss on as your the normal version of that. But we are so excited to own yet another entity, which we can also sell whenever we want. We're so excited that we bought the expensive champagne last night, and it's been chilling, and I think we're going to drink it tonight. Me, Chris, and Pat. So
cool. Abby, you should buy some Prosecco or some sparkling wine. Do the same and cheers them.
I have to get it delivered though, because I can't get off the couch.
Oh man, the Prosecco is going to help you though. It's going to give you the strength.
I'm going to get some LaCroix. Oh, did you guys already talk about it? Abby's back is hurting. So.
We did.
Well, I had an extra question. Joe, how's your back?
It's fair. Have I spoken about my injured back or hip?
No, but I'm just assuming you're a man of a certain age and you might have some just residual pain in your body at some point.
I think that's it, but it happened. Most of my injuries now are not from repetitive hi-hat motion. That's from repetitive swinging of pickleball paddle motion.
Oh, I'm so happy you bring that up. After I drop my daughter off right after this pod, I'm going to go play pickleball. And something I was like, what should I ask him about pickleball? As we get to know you and we form our bond via Ruinous, you've talked about pickleball more than once. And so my question is, what kind of shoes should I get? I've made the transition. I've played about 10 times. I like it. I will continue to keep playing. I think the next purchase is shoes. What kind of shoes?
Do you have pretty normal feet? Do you have wide or skinny or?
Pretty normal feet, normal arches. I will say this: I have plantar, pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's my cross to bear. That's my old man cross to bear.
Well, I play the New Balance. I think there's a number. They all have numbers, but it is the pickleball model of shoe. It is, I think, exactly the same as one of their tennis models. But the New Balance shoe, K-Swiss, the K-Swiss shoe I had some great luck with last summer. While I was on tour, I had to buy an emergency pair because I wore my New Balances out. Or the most expensive Nike court shoe I can't remember the name of, but I do know it is the most expensive. A lot of people rave about if you want to really invest in a good shoe. But I've been really happy with New Balance or K-Swiss, and I'll probably just stick with New Balance.
Abby, what if you went to the doctor and they're like, you really just needed to be more active. You should play pickleball.
And I guess I would buy some Hokas and go play pickleball.
Oh, you can't. They're too fat. Almost
They're
twisted
Ryan's
my ankle.
favorite shoes. Hey, dudes.
And it's all lateral movement, so you're gonna. Oh yeah. I mean, in Florida, just playing flip flops. Slides with socks.
Yes,
that's
that seems likely. If they told me to play pickleball, I would try it out. Sure. Why not?
It's fine. I think you'd pick it up. Joseph, what's the last thing you ruined besides your pickleball shoes?
Let's see. God, what was the last thing I ruined? I think the last thing I ruined was a snare drum, trying to remove it really quickly from its stand in the middle of, I don't know if I ruined it, but I harmed it in the middle of, not in the middle of a show. I was recording, and it was kind of a loose improvisational recording, and the snare sound needed to change, and I tried to do it mid recording, And I ultimately did, but I did it in a kind of a fast way, and it ruined the snares. Does ruin mean unfixable?
I think that's open to interpretation.
Okay, well I did end up fixing it. So
But it was ruined in the moment, so
it was
I would say
ruined in
that
the
counts.
moment, yeah. But I think the song was enhanced.
Ooh, that's even better.
So
And then in 20 years, when they
the whole idea
remaster it,
behind
they'll take all
ruined
that
things.
out. 'Cause that's what they do.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
As Ryan knows, I have a beef with remastering over remastering.
Yeah.
I think it's a problem. Moving on. Next question, please.
Do you either of you, and you may have said this, do either of you know anyone who say ruined? I ruined it.
I think that's a southern thing, and I haven't lived down there. I think it might be
it might be like
southeast. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe not as far as Florida, but somewhere in between Texas and Florida, I think might be ruined country.
I ruined it.
I think you're right. I would agree with that.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that seems about geographically sensitive. Okay. Joe Strummer or Joe Ramone?
Strummer. He's a legend.
Okay.
In my mind.
Okay. Hey Joe by Hendrix, Cotton Eye Joe, or Joe's Garage by Frank Zappa?
Hey Joe. That's boring, but I could have said Zappa, but if I go with my heart, it's got to be Hey Joe. Plus, we share a utility box. Well, we don't share it, but we share the magic of both being painted on a utility box. Me and Jimmy.
You, Vedder, Hendrix. Do either of you, without looking it up, know who sang the song?
Yes, they're called Rednecks with an X.
Yes.
Really?
But they are not from the States. They're from like Sweden or somewhere, I believe. And they're called Rednecks. Is it 1X or 2? I can't remember. Okay.
I think it's 1.
Back one.
I wrote 1, so I don't know. But
you are welcome.
X.
Joe, you have kids, right?
I have 1, yeah.
Yeah, I have 1 kid, and it's surprisingly my daughter came home from something at camp, like a form, not a form, but a little dance at camp, and they played that song, and I'm just so happy that song is still getting played in like a fucking Jewish day camp in Boca Raton, you know?
Oh my goodness.
It makes me so happy. I hope those guys are just, you know, the rednecks of Sweden or whatever the fuck.
In my head, I always is it a female vocalist? That's what I think of in my head, but it's
there
not,
is a female in the group, I believe,
but not
no
singing that song. Okay.
She may do a verse, but like the majority of it, and yes, there is a female. Rednex.
They went real meta American conservative, and they're like, no women rights.
What year did we record this song? Did they record this song?
1994, and they are from Sweden. Nailed it. Why do I know that? I don't know. I don't know.
That's incredible. Okay, here's the real either or question. Would you rather pee in a urinal next to Joe Biden or Joe Rogan?
Oh, Biden.
And I wrote this question before the big news.
Yeah. Biden. I don't think I like Joe Rogan. I really think I don't like. I mean, like I know it's popular not to like him, and I don't like him for all of those reasons, but I think when I get to thinking about Joe Rogan, I think, man, he might be a real bad person.
Yeah, I would still take a little bit of his money if he wanted to help out Ruinous and bothering the band. So, Joe, if you're listening...
He won't want to help out Ruinous, I don't think.
I'll go hunting with you or...
Moving on.
Accidents happen when you go hunting.
I know. Ask Dick Cheney.
I know.
That's the first time Dick Cheney's ever come up on the pond. And moving on, I had something with peeing. Oh, who's the weird? You ever pee next to anyone famous?
Yes. I mean,
Like who?
let's see. Okay, I had to. It's a mostly vivid memory, and I used to be obsessed with going to see Elvin Jones play drums
Okay.
when he was alive.
Yeah.
And me and my friend William would go. I think we went 4 years in a row, and we would put on suits, and we would go to the drum clinic before, and they'd go to the thing at night, the show at night. And the second time, we were there so fucking early, and there was probably someone opening, and I went into the bathroom, and Elvin was peeing in there, and there was only one place to go next to him, so I peed next to him, but didn't say anything, but I had to say something. So when we were washing our hands, I said something like, it's an honor to see you. I've seen you, blah 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at me and he goes, let me guess. You're a drummer. And he walked away. It wasn't mean-spirited, but he did say something to me, which is important enough.
Yeah. I thought you were going to go with like tight dick, playa, or something like that.
Great penis, sir.
I peed next to Lou Reed.
No, you
That's
didn't.
Yeah, New York City. Seeing Avatar. I've told this story on the pod before. I was with my buddies. We were seeing Avatar in Union Square, and my friend, who's like a big movie dork, he goes, "Look, there's Darren Aronofsky." He was in the line ahead of us, and I go, "Yeah, but do you see who he's talking to, right?" Like, I was like, "Who cares about that?"
Yeah.
He was talking to Lou Reed.
God.
And it was raining, so he had an overcoat on, and I watched it. I was just like mesmerized, and I watched him go to the bathroom, and I was like, I'll be right back. And so, but the thing is, he went to a stall, and I went to the urinal right outside the stall, so we did technically pee together.
Can I add to that? Can I add a story on top of that about Lou Reed?
That's what we're all about here.
I can't confirm this anymore because my friend has passed away, but I do believe him, because I think he's told me a number of times. He lived in New York forever and lived in Manhattan and would see Lou Reed a lot. He saw him a lot over 20 years. And one day he had seen him like walking on the street earlier, somewhere near Broadway and Houston, I think. And then was walking further up towards the West Village and was crossing a street, and a car hit him, like bumped him, like car turning right, like just went too early. And he turned around, and it was Lou Reed driving the car.
Wow.
It seems weird to me because I don't know if Lou Reed drove, and why would you be driving down there? But I don't think he has any reason to lie. Or had.
Yeah, I saw someone get hit by a car like that in New York.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was a tap. It was just kind of an eager right turn on a red kind of situation.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Do you know anything about plumbing?
I mean, not anymore. I hate to do this, but do you?
I mean, I know how to change like the shit in the toilet. I could fix the toilet. I could redo the sink. I could probably change the faucet and shit like that. I know how to turn off the thing and then.
Yeah.
But you do not know any of the technical terms.
No.
I'm like the little flappy thing.
I think I'm the same as you. Yeah, I don't understand the flow of water and pressure and the fun stuff like that, or sweating. The sweating a pipe. You know about that business?
I've heard the term before, but I don't know
You have to sweat copper pipes, and I forget what you do, but you have to sweat them when you combine them.
Is this like a sealing thing?
Yes.
Like it seals the two?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it maybe expands or
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
You heard it here, folks.
common stuff, and I know of the larger, more intellectual. I don't understand the intellectual parts of plumbing, but my brother did. He was a plumber for about 30 years.
Oh, wow. Cool. I think it's it's something that I wish I knew more about. And carpentry in general, like just little I'm fairly handy. I wish I were a little bit more.
Not handsy though.
Wait till we meet in person. I'm gonna be like pawing you. Real long handshakes. You're like, when's this guy gonna let go? These are so dumb. I was like, do I make these questions smart or do I go just full bothering the band? And I chose the latter. So here you go. When's the last time you had a plum? Do you have to eat them every day?
I don't know. A year ago, I'd say. I haven't had a plum in a long time. I don't know why. You do? If you see plum in the store, you'd be like, okay, it's time to get plums.
That's how I am.
Every so often.
Like,
I'm not with plums.
I don't ever go to the store, like, with plums on my shopping list. But if I see them and they look good, I might grab a couple.
Yeah.
It depends on the time of year, but yeah, plums. I'll grab a nectarine if they're in season. A pear or two, I'll grab those, but just one because I'm like, fruits for nerds.
Fruits for nerds. We just bought some Saturn nectarines.
Oh yeah? Nice.
They're fun. Fun for kids.
Very fun. They're
they're
them on
flat.
French toast.
They look like a Saturn.
Oh, like a ring.
They're squished.
They have a hole in it.
Almost.
It's just a donut. They're made of dough.
They look like little donuts.
Okay, is there true or false? There's a beef between Portland and Seattle.
Not anymore. Not
anymore?
Since I've lived in both places equal amounts of time, it's balanced out.
So you never got into like a knife fight?
I didn't. No, I was stopping the knife fights and the car races and the group gang fights. Group fights.
I just pictured group fights. I pictured car racing while knife fighting, so they're driving the car and knife fighting.
No, I don't think there's a beef. There used to be a beef between Tacoma and Seattle. There may still be that. More and more people are finally moving to Tacoma, which is pretty cool. I think Seattle and Portland both accept that they are better at certain times. In the 90s, Portland was fun, but Portland was kind of... It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in the early aughts, when I lived there, it was like indie rocker Disneyland. And everyone worked at Stumptown and had health insurance, and it was great. And I think Seattle was like, oh, darn it, Portland's better. But now I think it's either balanced out or Seattle's better. Better? I don't know. That's just a blanket statement.
Fair enough. I mean, I love it up there. I lived in Portland for a summer, and I loved every second of it in Lads Edition, and I went to Pok Pok all the time. Yeah, Stumptown, of course. I had just a wonderful...
Did you ever buy the Pok Pok drinking vinegars?
I never did.
They're great.
Yeah?
They're great for non-alcoholic cocktails.
That's perfect.
Soda water, lime juice, and some Pok Pok drinking vinegar. It's very syrupy, so, it's not a heavy mix.
Just a little dash?
More than a dash.
Okay.
About 10 dashes, I'd say.
This is an Abby question. Can you draft your fantasy band lineup? So guitar, bass, drums, and whatever else you want to throw in.
Alive, does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
I would say Greg from Deerhoof on drums.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Fisher from Beak on bass. Dave Hernandez on guitar. Richard Swift on keyboards.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then I gotta pick a stupid fucking singer. I hate singers. All of them, because I all want to be them. And no. Oh, God. What would be a good singer to fit in there? This is hard, because singers are important.
Who's like a real cunty lead singer we can give you? Bette Midler.
Did you say Beth Ditto?
Sure.
Beth Ditto. Beth Ditto.
There you go. That's your dream?
Because I was actually thinking of like Ari Up or something, but Beth Ditto. Fucking boss all those bitch boys around. Yeah, that'd be that's good.
Okay. Another Abby question. Do you call it ground beef or hamburger meat?
Probably ground beef.
We like to ask the mundane.
I eat the trippy, and I don't do it as much anymore. I don't eat beef, but I eat the fake Impossible beef, and it's pretty weird.
Okay.
And I don't know what I call it when I make tacos. Ground beef. Taco meat. Probably ground beef. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Don't eat meat anymore. Don't eat beef anymore.
I don't eat beef.
What
The only meat
about
I eat
pork,
is fish.
chicken?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a bologna sandwich?
Tofurkey, baby, last week.
When you were a kid, did you ever eat bologna?
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I used to like play with it, like fold it and watch it split slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Absolutely.
Right? I think I did that with the cheese
Also,
too.
yes, the grilled cheese. That's the only thing that cheese is good for, is a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, bologna.
I would eat a bologna.
It's good. Spam. I like the taste of Spam. I haven't had Spam, and I don't not eat meat for my health. So if someone says you've got to try this, I'll definitely try it, unless it's like a dog or a puppy or something. But
you gotta try this bologna sandwich on white with Kraft American single.
I mean, I could be convinced, but if I can tell by the look in their eyes if there's how passionate they are about that flavor. But the reason I was saying that was because I can't remember now. Bologna. Oh, Spam. I probably had Spam about a year ago. It's so good. What is it besides salt? I don't know, but it does have a nice taste.
Have you ever had gefilte fish?
I haven't.
No. It's like wet fish Spam.
Is it?
More wet.
Is it minced?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's congealed, so you can cut off a piece, and I love it.
So bad.
It's like it's fish in a
fermented,
jelly.
Right?
No, it's not fermented. It's just
how is it prepared from the water to your mouth? What happens in between?
It's like a hot dog or Vienna sausage. It's like whatever they do there.
I thought it was more like a cold, pickled fish.
No, it's like ground up into a loaf, and then you cut off pieces.
I'm gonna try it. I might love it.
It's pretty good. I like it. It has the vibe of bologna, of Spam, of shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I do like cold pickled fish, like the Scandinavian, German.
Yeah.
Some Jewish foods have a version of that. I like that stuff.
Like pickled herring.
Pickled herring, I love.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I can't tell if Abby's wincing at the pickled fish or her back.
Have you ever had natto?
No, what's natto?
It's fermented soybean paste.
Maybe.
It's usually just on rice.
Yeah, is it like purple?
No, it's usually tan,
Oh, okay.
whitish.
Oh, no.
It might be the most striking flavor you'll ever have in your life.
Ooh.
Brace yourself. It's supposed to be really good for you. Try it.
I'll try anything. So 2 follow-up questions. 2 questions that fit into this. One, what was the name of the grocery store you went to growing up?
Gosh. There were 2. Pioneer Market.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the other one. We were, I think we were Pioneer Market people. I grew up in a town of 5,000 tops people.
Oh, shit.
So we had 2 markets to choose from. And I think we also, it was a thing to like go to Pioneer Market or the other one. So we went to our friend's market, Pioneer Market.
I'm so curious the other one's name. We could start instead of a Portland-Seattle rivalry, it's Pioneer Market and other grocery store rivalry.
Look up grocery stores,
like
Mariposa, California, 1984 to 1989.
It's like Circuit City Best Buy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Rumble.
Yeah.
In the. Are you looking at? You're not looking.
Yes,
it up,
I am.
right?
but it's only
Are you?
pulling up
Oh,
things from
say,
now. Pioneer Market is still listed, but there's like
Yes, Pioneer Market still in business.
Sprouts,
Thanks to us.
and a High Country Health Foods. Yeah, that's what we've got.
Okay, so back to trying things. You said not to. Is there anything you want to enjoy that you try all the time, but you just can't?
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't have to be food.
Yeah. And I do it. I try it. There's kind of 2 versions of this. Bloody Mary or just straight up tomato juice. I crave both of those things. And I order it.
Just don't like it.
And I take a drink and I'm like, ugh, no can do.
That's a good one.
Bloody Mary seems like or tomato juice with some like everything but the alcohol, a virgin version of that, seems like such a hearty, delicious beverage. And I would love it if I could love it, but I can't.
Yeah,
I've tried.
That's how I feel about olives.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
I want, and I give them a fair shot every time. If I was at your house and you put out olives, I would eat it. I'd probably go back for seconds, and I'm like, I want to like this. I just don't. And it's the same with football, like American football. I'm not. But every year I'll catch a couple plays, and I'm just like, I just don't get it.
Yeah. Was that a food specific question, or did I just go right to food?
No, I was hoping you can go anywhere you want. The tendency is to go food. We were just talking about food as well, but jogging is also one that I'm like, I wish I liked it, but it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. Abby, you got any?
I would go with like jogging, going to the gym. Like people that go to the gym go to the gym. They love it. Then maybe my back wouldn't be out. These are the things I think about when I'm broken.
I guess swimming is something. I don't like swimming.
Oh, see, I love swimming.
Like swimming as a workout or swimming like pool?
Like if I jump
ocean?
into a pool, I'm like, what am I going to do now? And if I jump into the ocean, which I love doing, I kind of have the same feeling, but the ocean says, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take these waves and bounce around in them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm like the shortest attention span with a pool. I'll just be like, jump in and be like, hopping out,
All
other,
right.
because it's often with kids, other adults will be like, you swimming or is pool okay? And I'm like, nah, I'm done. I did it.
No, your pool is real boring, bro.
Yeah.
What am I? There's no waves.
There's not even a water slide here.
Yeah. Yeah. I make fun of like swimming as a exercise also because it just doesn't speak to me.
Yeah, I get that.
It's not valid and it's not true, but I have some good friends that are former competitive swimmers and water polo people, and I'm like, please don't make your kids do that. And they're doing it, and I'm like, and they're doing really well, and I'm just like, that is the stupidest sport. They're not sweating. They might get fat doing that, as far as I can tell. So dumb.
Dumb kids.
No resistance. Just look at me. I'm back in the embryo. That's how mean I am about swim sports. And it's not warranted. But it's true.
I feel like we're getting a better glimpse of your personality, so I'm going to bust this one out here and see how you feel. What's your honest opinion about AI?
I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, I think, and I use it here and there, to do stuff that I don't love doing. And I don't like as my friend Nick Thorburn put it best. He's like, AI was kind of pitched as like, oh, we can do all these, it can speed up mathematics and science in certain ways so we can feed more people, reduce suffering, possibly cut down on environmental damage, etc. But instead, they just go after the arts. That's the first thing they're doing. Like, oh, there's the arts. Let's just attack that and test it all out on that and make all songwriting and writing and, so I don't like the management of it. It's kind of neat. It's and science fiction-y and a little bit scary in that realm, but it's also scary as far as the reality of AI taking over people's jobs and or setting a precedent for artistic expression. The only maybe wonderful caveat of that is that AI will, if people hide their art enough, if we can, AI will start repeating itself, and then it'll just start eating its own tail, and then everyone will be like, that is fucking boring. All of that is,
That's well put. Way to go, man. I feel same, and I'm just over it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys get this way. It could be anything. I was like this with the fucking Da Vinci Code.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
people are talking about it too much, and I'm like, I'm never gonna, because of who's talking about it incessantly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, and I'm sick of my internal conversation of like, and that's like three-pronged. It's like, okay, am I just an old man, rejecting this? No, I'm not. Or am I being irresponsible and not either, trying to control this in my life or my child's life, or, being an advocate for being an anti-AI person in certain realms. And it's just fucking taxing, AI is, I just like, fuck you. It's just like every advertisement, every other radio article, every other few tasks I need to do there's always a AI tool that can do it, though they don't work very well.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like a lot of these things, I'm glad you said they don't work very well. In my world, as like a copywriter by day, everyone's like, oh, soon you're going to be able to do AI can do this, and this. And I was like, oh, show me how that's done. They're like, well, It's not there
Yeah.
yet. And you're like, I don't care. I'm out.
Well, the greatest,
done.
yeah,
Now.
I think the greatest, I mean, is far-reaching and influential business model. One of the most influential business models of America in the last probably 40 years, which means probably been going on for 60, is put it out to the consumer and let them test it for you. Let them pull their hair out, and then they'll fix it.
Let them make images
they'll
of
charge
like
you
the
for it.
Pope on a horse
Yeah.
without a shirt.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I get you. Okay. In the realm of AI, do you have an air fryer?
No.
No air fryer.
Want one?
Yeah? You should get one. You should treat yourself.
Do you have one?
You should go to... I do. It's great for kids, man. Pop some frozen nuggets in there.
Abby, do you have one? Do you mess with one?
I use one. It's awesome.
Is it different than, is the end product different than a deep fryer? Just
No.
I mean,
it's not greasy.
It's not greasy.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a little bit, but it hasn't been in oil, so it's not. So it's supposedly healthier. I don't know. It depends though how much food you're making. If you're making a whole meal, it's easier just to use an oven or a fryer.
Agreed.
But like I do, what did I do? Oh, the other day I bought like these frozen like wonton things, like snacks from the grocery store, and I like threw like 6 of those in there for 5 minutes and boom, done. Rather than like heating things up or using the microwave, which just somehow seems grosser.
Could you put a Snickers in an air fryer, or would it just melt?
I mean, I think
You're
you still have
asking
to
the right person.
put it in a batter. I think if
Okay.
you're putting it in a batter still, yes.
Okay.
If you just,
Maybe on parchment paper.
you just-
I think it's gonna melt.
Right. I mean, it's hot.
well, now we're looking it up. Don't even worry about it.
And then, all right, just so of course I would be if the air fryer that you are sending me for being on this show shows up, hopefully as soon as we're done. Do I just cut the potato and put, because that's what I'm gonna do first. Just slice the potato and throw it in there.
Just throw it right in there. Yep.
Okay.
Season it up.
Season
Put it
before.
right in. Oh, or in there.
You can open it and season it. You won't lose heat.
Yeah, sure. Mine's
Or air.
gross. I have never washed mine. I got mine for free,
Okay.
and I've never washed it.
Well, I'm
So
getting one
air
for free,
fried
too.
Snickers are like made with the fun size, and then you basically just roll them in a Pillsbury crescent dough
Yeah.
and throw that bad boy in there.
Okay.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
I have an idea. Sorry, I know this isn't my podcast, but I have an idea, and I love sharing this with people.
Okay.
Yeah, after Halloween, when you have too much candy, right, and everyone's sick of it, and you still have like 5 million mini pieces, get all the chocolate, melt it down, and make brownies with it.
What? That's a great idea.
It wouldn't be bad, right? You may be like,
can't
whoa,
be.
there's a little Butterfinger situation in that bite. But if you mix it well enough, I mean, it's all fucking sugar and bad chocolate anyways. I think it would be fun.
I feel like I'm gonna try this.
I would do that. I would eat that.
Yeah.
This is what I do with candy
Yeah.
from Halloween. And we have a Halloween question, actually. The candy I get from Halloween, any leftover, guess what I do? I just use it next year.
Well, but
Yeah.
also tell him about your other fun Halloween candy, because I feel like he would appreciate that as well.
So one year I handed out candy from all the other holidays.
Oh,
So it was
that's fun.
like Cadbury.
Oh.
It was like the hearts. It was Christmas. It was all
Yeah.
this stuff. I even found these little like crosses, these little white chocolate crosses
That's so good.
at the dollar store. And so I just was like, only one mom laughed at it.
Yeah.
And it was a moment. I was like, oh, she's like, are you handing out other holiday candy? And I was like, I am.
Oh, I'm going to do that. I got to do that.
They sell Easter candy on Amazon year round.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you can. It's very easy these days.
Great.
Highly recommend. That's real fun. There was something else I was gonna do with Halloween candy. It's like give out hard boiled eggs. I thought would be real funny.
That's a thing, though. I feel like that's happened. Oh, you know what? It was like, because you know those, like, you get them at like the gas station or some like really divey bars. It's like one hard boiled egg, like in a little package with like some. I feel like I've gotten. Yeah. I feel like I've gotten like that. You know, it's always those people that give out the raisins, that give out the hard boiled eggs too.
I've never received a hard boiled egg. That is bananas. This isn't we have this on the list, but it's like you have a kid. Don't you think Halloween, which is not tied to much, should always be on a fucking Friday?
Yeah. They might as well be, right?
Why is it on the last Friday of October?
There's no religious calendar or anything. Or maybe there's a pagan calendar. Maybe that's something.
Pagan. It's a pagan.
Even if...
that's
a good idea. It should be. It should be on a Friday.
Pagans.
He feels the same way about the 4th of July, even though that's tied specifically to a date.
Yeah.
Independence Day should be on the first Friday of July.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm full of good ideas.
Yeah, I agree with you. Why not? Or let's see, or wherever parents and we vote. Maybe this is even more of an important voting situation than this year, where the parents vote which is the most convenient day for them to, get it done and then get it over with. The hysteria, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not 5 parties.
Can I get half a vote since I have a niece and nephew and I have to do all of the holidays with them?
I guess shouldn't have said it that way. Voting adults, not just parents.
But it does make sense that it be parents because you got to wrap your stuff around. But like I'm heavily involved in holidays when it comes to my niece and nephew. So I want at least half a vote.
I'm going to get Act Blue on that. Act Blue should throw that in.
Yeah, they should.
They don't have much to do. Collect my $5 every 45 minutes.
That's hilarious. Okay, Joseph. In one of our emails, you mentioned your second favorite record by a side project of your favorite English punk band of all time, Onwards and Upwards. Who the fuck is it?
You didn't figure it out?
No.
It's a band called Culture Shock.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of Onwards and Upwards.
Post-Subhumans. Kind of ska, reggae, punk. But man, I love that band.
That's what I will be listening to when I take my daughter to Broadway Bound. Oh man, that was killing us over here at Bothering the Band. We're like, who the fuck? There's so many Onwards and Upwards. Speaking of side project, Mr. Heavenly is so fucking good.
Thanks. I think so too.
We just had your bud Nick on. And
you did?
I praise. Yeah, it's coming up. It just worked out this way. Wow. It's very weird. We're learning more and more that everything, especially in music and comedy and arts, it's so connected that once you're through the door, it's like everyone knows everyone. And if you have the same sensibilities and shit like that. Mr. Heavenly is great.
Thank you.
I just love all those tunes so much. And then, natural follow-up. What are you working on? You're on tour with Cold War Kids. Are you working on anything personally?
Yeah, I'm working on, aside from editing podcasts and such, I am slowly working on another drum record. I made one about 10 years ago called Hue Time.
Okay.
With Dale Crover and Cody Willis. And now, and I've been working on this for at least 2 years now, I'm working on a covers record, and I'm about... How many songs? I'm deep. I think I'm about 5 songs. They're all in different various stages of completion. a covers record with my friends, various friends.
That's very cool.
I think that's it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And as you know, being our boss, as you know, we end every episode with a song from our guest. Since you're in a million bands, this one is the most fun time we've ever asked this question. What song of yours do you want us to end this episode with?
I would say George's Garden, Mr. Heavenly song, or a song called Alibi by Man Man, which is on the new record, which I played on. It's really Ryan's band, but anything Ryan does wouldn't be complete without me, I kind of think. So that's, I don't know. There's other stuff, but go with George's Garden or Alibi. You can crossfade them.
You really like Decisions, don't you, Abigail?
I love Decisions. I'm so good at them.
Speaking of Alibi, is Alibi Pizza still in Seattle by the Gum Alley? That place was great.
Oh, yeah. Alibi is, the Alibi Room.
Yeah, that place is fucking
that
great.
place is, that place, you and I have said that place about 6 times in the last 30 seconds. That place is wonderful. I love the view. I like how dark it is in there. And I have been going there since the 90s. There was another one in Vancouver also.
Just glad it's still around.
Yeah.
So next year, we're going to try to come do a live show.
All right.
You know, Ruinous, with all the Joe Rogan money, will front us, you know.
You're going to do one here.
Yeah,
Great.
hopefully. That's what we want. We want to like bother you in person.
That would be great. There's a theater across the alley from the Alibi Room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it there.
Yeah. I think it's an improv theater.
Perfect.
Fair enough. Okay. Hard-hitting question. If you could bother any musician, live or dead, who would it be? But keep in mind, it's all silly questions, like bologna sandwiches and plums.
Who would I bother? I think I would bother Lou Reed. I would bother him, and I would make him allow me to just shadow him for a week in Manhattan.
Man, that'd be so much fun.
Tai Chi. Hopefully a bagel. Hopefully some noise music.
I bet you, I mean, it's so, we think about these icons, these people who mean, I mean, you're talking to two people who, like, he means so much to us. I'm like, I want to see the simple side of him, the bagels, you know, shit like that. That's what I want. And I bet you, looking at his interviews and how he snapped at people, I bet you if you caught him off guard with a super dumb question, you could tell him about the game.
Yeah.
Get him into the game. He would play ball.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Have you ever seen Blue in the Face?
No.
Or Smoke? They're two incredible movies. Blue in the Face is basically the outtakes of Smoke. And there's a lot of crazy, it's a crazy cast. Harvey Keitel is the star. But Lou Reed is in it doing a kind of a talking head testimonial about, I think he's talking about quitting smoking. But it's very serious, and it's when he had really curly big hair, and he wears these cop glasses. And it's really funny, whatever he's talking about, I can't remember exactly. But for some reason, you'll focus on his glasses, and at the end, he goes like this, and he sticks his finger in the glasses and scratches his eye because there's no lenses. And it is like, fuck, that was genius.
That's so
So
good.
I've spoiled it, but it's worth checking out. Yeah.
It's great. Well, boss, it's been a great episode. We're so happy to be part of Ruinous, and we're so stoked to kick it off with this episode and all this silliness. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We are truly psyched. We love the pod. We look forward to owning it and, being married to you for as long as we decide.
I love it.
Okay.
You should replace the host first.
Well, that's our decision.
Yeah.
Okay.